Full text: what President Tinubu told Nigerians in a nationwide broadcast on the 31st of July 2023. Hello everyone, you're welcome to Newsport TV. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday addressed Nigerians in a nationwide broadcast. It's called the text of the national broadcast by President Bola Tinubu to Nigerians on current economic challenges. My fellow citizens, I want to talk to you about our economy. It is important that you understand the reasons for the policy measures I have taken to combat the serious economic challenges this nation has long faced. I am not going to talk in difficult terms by dwelling on economic jargons and concepts. I will speak in plain, clear language so that you know where I stand. More importantly, so that you see and hopefully will share my vision regarding the journey to a better, more productive economy for our beloved country. For several years, I have consistently maintained the position that the fuel subsidy had to go. This once beneficial measure had outlived its usefulness. The subsidy cost us trillions of naira yearly. Such a vast sum of money would have been better spent on public transportation, healthcare, schools, housing, and even national security. Instead, it was being funneled into the deep pockets and lavish bank accounts of a selected group of individuals. This group had amassed so much wealth and power that they become a serious threat to the fairness of our economy and the integrity of our democratic governance. To be blunt, Nigeria could never become the society it was intended to be as long as such small, powerful yet unelected groups hold enormous influence over our political economy and the institutions that govern it. The whims of the few should never hold dominant sway over the hopes and aspirations of the many. If we are to be a democracy, the people and not the power of money must be sovereign. The preceding administration saw this looming danger as well. Indeed, it made no provisions in the 2023 appropriation for subsidy after June this year. Removal of this once helpful device that had transformed into a milestone around the country's neck had become inevitable. Also, the multiple exchange rate system that had been established became nothing but a highway of currency speculation. It diverted money that should have been used to create jobs, build factories and businesses for millions of people. Our national wealth was doled on favorable terms to a handful of people who have been made filthy rich simply by moving money from one hand to another. This too was extremely unfair. It also compounded the threats that the illicit and mass accumulation of money posed to the future of our democratic system and its economy. I had promised to reform the economy for the long-term good by fighting the major imbalances that had plagued our economy. Ending the subsidy and the preferential exchange rate system were key to this fight. This fight is to define the fate and future of our nation. Much is in the balance. Thus, the defect in our economy immensely profited a tiny elite. The elite of the elite, you might call them. As we move to fight the flaws in the economy, the people who grow rich from them, predictably, will fight back through every means necessary. Our economy is going through a tough patch and you are being hurt by it. The cost of fuel has gone up, food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggle. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were, I would have taken that route as I came here to help, not hurt the people and nation that I love. What I can offer in the immediate is to reduce the burden our current economic situation has imposed on us, all of us, most especially on businesses, the working class, and the most vulnerable amongst us. Already, the federal government is working closely with states and local governments to implement interventions that will cushion the pains of our people across socio-economic brackets. Earlier this month, I signed 4 executive orders in keeping with my electoral promise to address unfriendly fiscal policies and multiple taxes that are stifling the business environment. These executive orders on suspension and deferred commencement of some taxes will provide the necessary buffers and headroom to businesses in the manufacturing sector to continue to thrive and expand. To strengthen the manufacturing sector, increase its capacity to expand and create good paying jobs, we are going to spend 75 billion naira between July 2023 and March 2024. Our objective is to fund 75 enterprises with great potential to kick-start a sustainable economic growth, accelerate structural transformation, and improve productivity. Each of the 75 manufacturing enterprises will be able to access 1 billion naira credit at 9% per annum with maximum of 60 months repayment for long-term loans and 12 months for working capital. Our administration recognizes the importance of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and the informal sector as drivers of growth. We are going to energize this very important sector with 125 billion naira. Out of the sum, we will spend 50 billion naira on conditional grants to 1 million nano businesses between now and March 2024. Our target is to give 50,000 naira each to 1,300 nano business owners in each of the 774 local governments across the country. Ultimately, this program will further drive financial inclusion by onboarding beneficiaries into the formal banking system. In like manner, we will fund 100,000 MSMEs and startups with 75 billion naira. Under this scheme, each enterprise promoter will be able to get between 500,000 naira to 1 million naira at 9% interest per annum and a repayment period of 36 months. To further ensure that prices of food items remain affordable, we have had a multi-stakeholder agreement with various farmers associations and operators within the agricultural value chain. In the short and immediate terms, we will ensure stable foods are available and affordable. To this end, I have ordered the release of 200,000 metric tons of grains from strategic reserves to households across the 36 states and FCT to moderate prices. We are also providing 225,000 metric tons of fertilizer, seedlings, and other inputs to farmers who are committed to our food security agenda. Our plan to support cultivation of 500,000 acres of farmland and all year-round farming practice remains on course. To be specific, 200 billion naira out of the 500 billion naira approved by the National Assembly will be disbursed as follows. Our administration will invest 50 billion naira each to cultivate 150,000 acres of rice and maize. 50 billion naira each will also be earmarked to cultivate 100,000 acres of wheat and cassava. This expansive agricultural program will be implemented targeting smallholder farmers and leveraging large-scale private sector players in the agri-business with strong performance record. In this regard, the expertise of development finance institutions, commercial banks, and microfinance banks will be tapped into to develop a viable and appropriate transaction structure for all stakeholders. Fellow Nigerians, I made a solemn pledge to work for you. How to improve your welfare and living conditions is of paramount importance to me, and it's the only thing that keeps me up day and night. It is in the light of this that I approved the infrastructure support funds for the states. This new infrastructure fund will enable states to intervene and invest in critical areas and bring relief to many of the pain points, as well as revamp our decaying healthcare and educational structure. The fund will also bring improvement to rural access roads to ease evacuation of farm produce to markets. With the fund, our states will become more competitive and on a stronger financial footing to deliver economic prosperity to Nigerians. Part of our program is to roll out buses across the states and local governments for mass transit at a much more affordable rate. We have made provision to invest 100 billion naira between now and March 2024 to acquire 3,000 units of 20-seater CNG-fueled buses. These buses will be shared to major transportation companies in the state using the intensity of travel per capita. Participating transport companies will be able to access credit under this facility at 9% per annum with 60 months repayment period. In the same vein, we are also working in collaboration with the labor unions to introduce a new national minimum wage for workers. I want to tell our workers this: your salary review is coming. Once we agree on the new minimum wage and general upward review, we will make budget provision for it for immediate implementation. I want to use this opportunity to salute many private employers in the organized private sector who have already implemented general salary review for employees. Fellow Nigerians, this period may be hard on us, and there is no doubt about it that it is tough on us. But I urge you all to look beyond the present temporary pains and aim at the larger picture. All of our good and helpful plans are in the works. More importantly, I know that they will work. Sadly, there was an unavoidable lag between subsidy removal and these plans coming fully online. However, we are swiftly closing the time gap. I plead with you to please have faith in our ability to deliver and in our concern for your well-being. We will get out of this turbulence, and due to the measures we have taken, Nigeria will be better equipped and able to take advantage of the future that awaits her. In a little over 2 months, we have saved over 1 trillion naira that would have been squandered on the unproductive fuel subsidy, which only benefited smugglers and fraudsters. That money will now be used more directly and more benefit for you and your families. For example, we shall fulfill our promise to make education more affordable to all and provide loans to higher education students who may need them. No Nigerian students will have to abandon his or education because of lack of money. Our commitment is to promote the greatest good for the greatest number of our people. On this principle, we shall never falter. We are also monitoring the effect of the exchange rate and inflation on gasoline prices. If and when necessary, we will intervene. I assure you, my fellow countrymen and women, that we are exiting the darkness to enter a new and glorious dawn. Now I must get back to work in order to make this vision come true. Thank you all for listening, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So this is the full text of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech today, the 31st of July 2023, being a very major broadcast that was announced about a day ago, and with Nigerians were like, okay, at least this is a president that is willing to communicate with us, unlike what we had in the last administration where we never got spoken to, or even when we did, it was always, what it was. What's your opinion on this? Please drop it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. May God bless Nigeria. Bye for now.